Hi, it's Tarrant.
And Stella from Meeple University. Today, I'm excited to review Rise, games for 2 to 4 players by DLP Games. One of the games that I picked up from Spiel 2022.
Yes,
So we're going to start with overview and our review.
indeed. So this is a game of building up your sort of empire during the Industrial Revolution. And it is basically a game of pure track advancement. There are 10 tracks here. Each of these has a double-sided board, so you can use any range of combinations that you wish. And really the game is all about drafting not really drafting, but selecting your cards strategically out of this row here to gain advancements on different tracks. That's really what it's all about. So we'll play over 12 rounds. Each round, from left to right, players will select an action card, which is one of these ones that's down the bottom. And depending on how far to the right of the board you go, you may have to pay some money. So here, this would be a 2-coin action. This player would have to pay 2 coins to go here. Another player could come along, maybe go here and pay 3 coins. If you go to the left of somebody on the same card, or if you go on the same card, you go to the left, so you'll act first, and this will determine your turn order for a subsequent round. There's also a benefit to the last player to use a card if you use their card. So in this instance, blue would get a bonus track advancement based on these tiles here, which I'll describe in a little bit more detail later. Then we would resolve the cards from left to right. So action cards, if no one's on them, they just go away. Event cards, anyone who's still to the right gets to resolve the event. And so really what you're doing here, you're paying a coin to use an event. It's kind of the way it works. But you also have to pick the action which benefits you the most. So here this would give everyone who's still here an advancement on the school track, for example. Then we would skip this, then everyone would get a coin. Then we would come to here. And with the actions, you always get a choice between a free action and one that costs money that's more powerful. So here these players would resolve it. These would come away. Then we would resolve this effect. Only the yellow player would be left, so only the yellow player would get that effect.
In this case, it is a bad effect.
Yep, the red ones are bad. And then yellow would resolve this. And then we'd sweep them out and go to the next round. So that's all it is. It's choosing what is the track advancement that benefits you the most. Maybe trying to get on the ones that other players want so that you get a couple of bonuses of your own. And choosing that strategically. What do all these tracks do? These 3 on the left, you're just moving around and they're giving you more track advancements. They may be giving you some points. There may be little ways of shortcutting. This is actually the B side of this board here. So you may get points out of things.
Or you can pay a little bit more for certain track advancement.
Yep. There's some engine building here in the middle. So you've got the industry. If you go up on industry, you'll get more money each round, but it will cause you to go backwards on the conservation deforestation track, which can have some pretty big negative penalties for you.
Or some victory points income.
Yep. You've got the bank track here. As you move up on the bank track, you'll get, on this side, you actually get discounts on these costs. On the other side, you get more money, but being on this track is going to cause riots, so you'll move backwards on the satisfaction riot track. The bureau here, this one gives you a way of, actually as you move up this, you can choose which benefit you get, so you've got a bit of flexibility there. As I mentioned, these ones, so you can go forwards or backwards on these. Some pretty big penalties if you go backwards, some benefits if you go forwards. This one's more advancements. And then this one is a little of an engine building thing. So this is the school track. When you go up, you can get a school tile. And there are various effects in the game that will let you resolve a school tile and get another track advancement. And then there are various effects that will let you flip them all back over, particularly here at the bureau. So every time you choose to cash in the bureau, you get all these tiles back to resolve again.
Plus whatever it says at the top.
Yep. So you work your way up across these tracks, gain points. You can get benefits for leading this one every round, points at the end of the game based on how far you get, or just other advancements on other tracks. These cards are stacked. You also remove a handful of them from each of the stack levels. Oops, those are upside down. You also remove a handful of these from each of the stack levels, so you don't know exactly what cards are going to come out. And these will get different in style as the game goes on, just to stack them a little bit.
But the events are not stacked.
The events are not. The events are random. So there we go. That is Rise.
That is Rise.
What do you think?
I love it. I'm in love with this game. I got this from Essen. I even met one of the designers here, signed copy of Rise. So I had some expectation at the start, not too high, not too low. And consider it's DLP games, the people who brought out Ons, which I love. So I have some expectations, right? This game reminds me of flip and write or roll and write games like Count on Clever, Flip and Write, Hadrian's Wall. If you like that sort of thing, that sort of games, because as you can see, there are bonus after bonus. You can combo bonus. So, for example, you go here, and then this gives you here, and then that gives you there. Sorry, I'm moving the wrong cube, and that gives you here. Let's say it's this one, and that gives you here, and a flip of your engine built tiles and things like that. I really love that sort of thing. I am super impressed with this game because it is really smooth. The kind of like not limited worker placement here is really nice. It's not limited, so you can go to any, but then it's giving you more positive reinforcement, which is rewarding your opponents, so not punishing anyone. It's not blocking any actions, which I love. It costs more towards the right-hand side, but as you say, Tarrant said, it gives you more events. I probably wouldn't go here because this is a bad event, for example.
Bad, yes.
Yeah, unless if I really, really want this one. There's this engine building still for income. There's a way to make it cheaper to go to the action area or worker placement area, whatever it's called.
Yep.
There's a way of, like, it's just a timing thing that, okay, I'm going to make sure that I flip the book once I use all the tiles. You can only have maximum of 5 coins, and there's a way of flipping it by going there and then flip it, so you can have maximum of 10 coins at the end of your turn. Obviously, you can have more during your turn. Yeah. So it kind of like encourages you to spend it anyway, to spend it on the actions rather than holding it. Tiles you can get from here. There's also kind of like sort of area majority in a way that you have the most, you get 1 point at the end of each round, and they how many rounds is that? 12? 13? 12, yeah. So that sort of a combo is like purely track advancement, and it's really smooth, and it's really a good feeling when you try to combo things from one to another. I love that sort of thing. That's why Hadrian's Wall was in my top 10 games.
Indeed.
I was like, oh wow, like this is great. And the fact that there are so many combinations you can flip. Each one of the boards you have different experience, different combination of actions, like this already looks different, maybe slightly different, it's not a lot.
Yeah, like this one gives you different penalties if you choose to let the environment get out of hand, for example. This already was the B-side. It lets you fast track and skip some things. The income tracks will work in different ways, so there's a lot of different combinations you can toy with.
And also this one, also a race to get which one first. So there's always a race between players. And the interactions is in here, and a few of these tiles as well. I love it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're right that it's got a roll and write feel or a flip and write feel. It's probably like 75% of the game could be done with pen and paper, but because you've got a lot of spending money and you're flipping these tiles, there's just those few things that make it not work that way.
Mm-hmm.
But you certainly have that style because it's kind of like everyone is playing the same draw of cards and making the decision that's best for themselves with only limited interaction between the players. I also enjoyed it. Although they're not directly the same, this to me felt like what Tapestry should have been.
Ooh.
Because I always struggled with Tapestry. It kind of, you came in and it's like, all right, well, I'm just going to choose what. It's a game of pure track advancement, and it's just, all right, I'm going to choose that track this time. Then I'm going to choose this one. Because you've got the choices here on the cards, you're playing to a set of things that come out for you and trying to make the most optimal decision, which is good. The money stays tight, and that's what makes it key because you need to. You can only get as many actions as you can pay for unless you've done the engine building that makes them cheaper, and you have to work out: do I keep the money in hand to do the more expensive part of the card or not?
For next turn, so you can go to the right-hand side
Yep.
of the worker placement bit.
Yeah, and there's a couple of extra ways of getting money. You could cash in your spend on the bureau track. You can always lose points to gain money,
Depending
and
on which
the exchange
part.
rate depends on where you are there. So yeah, it's neat. It works once you've got the hang of all the icons, and mostly these icons are just referencing other tracks. But once you get the hang of them, it's good fun.
It's good fun and it's quick. Yeah. Yes, you're right. At the start, okay, which icon is this? Which one is this top hat? I thought it was coffee before, but it's top hat. Because this is the theme, isn't it? It's Industrial Revolution, and then it's somewhat thematic as well, where you have riots, or so you've done something. Which one?
You've invested in the bank, and that has
some negative effect. But you can always try to push it back up again. So you kind of I feel like you want to generalize but focus on certain, a couple of things, which, this is the things that you want to probably focus on and then generalize the rest. So if you're like, okay, I want to keep doing this, but I have to have a way for pushing it up again. That's what I've done, of trying to push it not too hard. But I also have a way of going up in this track, so I keep getting bonus at one of the games. Or you want to focus on the flipping book one of school. It is book, right?
the schools,
Schools,
the school
yeah.
track.
The media ones, the income ones. There's so many things, so many options, so many combinations. And the flipping of the side of these boards are great.
I do like the theme here as well. I think it feels thematic to me. I know there's going to be people who look at this and it won't feel thematic at all, and it will just feel like, all right, now
Track.
I'm just accounting on 10 tracks. But I like the elements of how it works in, this is the culture track. Every second step on the culture track, you can essentially pay money to put on a play.
That's, yeah.
Or make
It's
artworks to give you satisfaction. The science track, I think, has a nice story on it because because you're trying to make scientific discoveries. You start in the bureau, then you go and learn. Then your first effort harms the environment, and then you come back, and then it's like, oh, I've thought of something that helps the environment, but now everyone's angry at me, and then. And there's a good point. I don't know if that's real theme. It's theme for me.
Yes. I actually kind of agree with that one. It's quite cute in that way. And there's points you get usually at the end of the track. Yeah. Not always, but this is like if you got a lot of money and you can buy points and you come back to the start. And just genius, really. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a good little game.
It's not little, not that little. Good little game.
It certainly
plays pretty quick in between turns.
Plays pretty quick. It's nowhere near as heavy as it first looks when you got these 10 massive tracks out here, because it is ultimately a simple action choice game.
Yeah.
No, I do like it.
Yep, same. So highly recommended from me. Will it make my top 10 of 2022? I might release the video before or after, we'll see, but it's a really, really good contender of this one. Now, I don't remember seeing lots of media for Rice yet. I don't think there's a lot of coverage for Rice yet. And we always look at the game, and obviously it's very, very subjective whether we like it or not. And we're not afraid if the game is not too popular or haven't got a lot of coverage. We'll still put it in our top 10 if we really think that you should play, or we really think that it's really good, it's got potential, really enjoy it.
Which is to say that we're often out of step with the rest of with a lot of other reviews.
Yeah, I was like, oh, what's that game? Like, but really enjoy it. Like, I seriously think, for example, Mini Rails you have to play in Mini Express. Hang on, I always get them confused.
Mini Express.
Mini Express is the newest version. It's an amazing game. It's an amazing game. Seastead is an amazing game. Okay, I can't really speak highly enough. And this is also an amazing game. You should really play Rice. Hopefully it will be available in your retails. Look it up. It is by, I should probably say, so the designer that I met at Essenspiel was Remo Consadori. The other one is Marco Pranzo. Please do play this. Maybe if you like Hadrian's Wall, Gaussian Clever style, a little bit heavier. There's one that I was thinking, even Furnace maybe? Furnace for the theme. It's like industrial sort of theme. Then check out Rice.
And even if you like Tapestry, this may be for you as well.
Thank you.
Interplay, so the interplay between all the tracks certainly reminded me of that. It doesn't have the same sorts of things you're trying to make combos on your player board or anything, but the way the tracks comboed gave me that feel.
So check out Rice. What you think of this? Maybe you picked it up at Essenspiel as well. Let me know what you think of it. Obviously, this is my taste. Your taste might be different, and that's completely fine. Let us know what you think, and if you find these videos useful somehow, please hit the like button. That will be really helpful for us. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hit the bell so you get notification when we have new videos like this one, how to play video, live playthrough almost every weekend, my short and sweet and so on. I am also on Instagram, so find me there as well, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.